Everyone, welcome to Hollywood. I'm LaRon Gubler, your MC from the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. We are delighted to have you all with us this morning, not yet afternoon. We're just doing a sound check for the press so they can get all of their equipment adjusted. You know, this is our first chef to get a star on the Walk of Fame. What do you think of that? And the first celebrity from the Food Channel to get a star. So just a test. How many Bobby Flay fans do we have? All right. So since you haven't been here before, let me just tell you, you're part of the program, so you can cheer loud and long at anything any of the speakers say. So don't be shy. You can speak out. We're going to have a lot of fun today. It's a beautiful day here in Hollywood as we honor Bobby Flay. He's got a great location here in front of a brand new complex that just opened. And, you know, he's between the stars of Jane Froman, who was a singer and we have over on this side Jack Smith, a broadcaster. So he's in good company here with other performers. So we're, you know, and of course there's a space here if he ever wanted to open a restaurant next to his star. Of course we would entertain that. Anyway, we're going to have a lot of fun today. Everyone have your equipment adjusted? Let me also acknowledge Anna Martinez. Stand over there so everybody can see her. Anna's been working for the Chamber for 27 years on the Walk of Fame. If you want to know who knows everything about the Walk of Fame and who selects the spots for the stars, it's Anna. So give her a big hand. All right, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes with the ceremony. So thank you all for coming.
where any office boy or young mechanic can be a panic with just a good-looking pan.
And any shop girl can be a top girl if she pleases the tired businessman.
Hooray for Hollywood!
What's cooking, Hollywood? Welcome to this morning's Walk of Fame ceremony. I'm Laurent Gubler, President and CEO of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, which is presenting today's program. And today we will present the first chef on the Hollywood Walk of Fame with the 2,553rd star. Today, Hollywood honors Bobby Flay. Now, before I bring Bobby to the stage, let me just tell you a little bit about him. And you can cheer for whatever you like. A native of New York City, all right, a few of you Big Apple fans are here. Bobby Flay has come a long way in both entertainment and the restaurant industry since he discovered his culinary talents at the age of 17. Bobby started working as a cook at the famed theater district haunt, Joe Allen's, working as a cook there. Now, the job had been arranged by his father, who was a partner in the restaurant. And after a short time, Joe Allen himself became so impressed by Bobby's talents that he paid the young cook's tuition at the French Culinary Institute. Since his first appearance on the Food Network in 1994, and that deserves some applause, 1994, the Food Network, Bobby has become a staple at the network, hosting programs which are both informative and entertaining, bringing cooking tips and information on American regional fare to a national audience. Bobby's show Grillin' and Chillin' premiered in 1996, and that was followed by Hot Off the Grill and the Emmy Award winner Boy Meets Grill, as well as his hit series Throwdown with Bobby Flay. All right. Currently, he can be seen in his most recent primetime hit series, Beat Bobby Flay, as well, and that you can cheer for that, as well as his daytime Emmy Award-winning Bobby Flay's Barbecue Addiction. On June the 7th, just a few days from now, he returns as co-host for Season 11 of Food Network Star, where along with Giada De Laurentiis and Food Network execs, Bobby will be looking for the next great television food personality. He can also be seen in the new series Guilty Pleasures, reigning supreme in Kitchen Stadium as one of the original U.S. Iron Chefs of Iron Chef America on Food Network. As well, I don't know how he has time to do all this, as well as Brunch at Bobby's on both the Food Network and Sister Network Cooking Channel. Now, as if that weren't enough, Bobby is also a staple on numerous seasonal and holiday specials, including his most recent Emmy Award-nominated Thanksgiving at Bobby's. Bobby's shows have not only received several Emmy Awards and nominations, but a People's Choice Award nomination. In addition to his on-camera roles, Bobby is a talented producer through his Rock Shrimp production banner. And Bobby also created Bobby Flay's Fit, his first lifestyle series for FoodNetwork.com. In addition to his extensive body of work on the Food Network and the Cooking Channel, Bobby has also lent his culinary expertise to numerous talk shows and morning shows, including CBS This Morning and The Today Show. Bobby also expanded his small screen credits out of the kitchen and to include a star turn himself on the HBO series Entourage. Bobby works tirelessly to challenge the way Americans view and taste food. He continues to share his knowledge and enthusiasm through his cookbooks and cooking programs. Bobby's 13th cookbook, Brunch at Bobby's, will hit the bookstores this fall. Now, Bobby is personally involved with such nonprofit organizations as City Meals on Wheels, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and the Food Network's and the Cooking Channel's philanthropic wine and food festivals. He is also an equine welfare advocate, and his retirement his passion for horses has helped raise funds for the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation and the Grayson Jockey Club Research Foundation. He's a very busy man, so please welcome him as he steps to the stage now, our honoree, Bobby Flay. So you'll stand right over here. Now, before you get to hear from Bobby, we have a few special guests who've asked to say a few words. Our first speaker today is president of the Food Network and Cooking Channel. She has known and worked with Bobby Flay for over a decade. Their working partnership has seen the launch of such hit series as Iron Chef America, Throwdown with Bobby Flay, Food Network Star, Beat Bobby Flay, and so many more. Please welcome Brooke Johnson to the stage.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. So I've been at Food Network for 11 years, so I'm not completely unaccustomed to introducing Bobby Flay and saying nice words about him. What makes this kind of unique, I mean, besides the obvious, is that Bobby almost never accepts accolades. People are always wanting to honor him at the this and that festival, the James Beard, whatever it might be. Bobby always turns him down because, in a very bizarre kind of way, he's kind of a humble guy. So I don't know how you managed to talk him into accepting this, but we at the Food Network are so proud of this. The first chef on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, just amazing. As LaRon said, listing all of Bobby's credits, and I could hear Bobby in the background saying, "They don't pay me enough, they don't pay me enough." But as I was thinking about it, Bobby really is like a lot of the huge stars on this walkway. He is a multi-threat. He writes, he develops, he creates, he produces, he performs, and at the same time, he is one of the best chefs in the world. And he's a guy who has literally changed the way America eats. And really, about how many people can you say that about? His innovations in food, his introduction of Latin flavors, heat, you know, everywhere you go now, food like burns up your tongue. Well, you have Bobby to thank for that. And he is just a fantastic guy. I love working with him. He's an artist on the food side, but he's got a tremendous head. He is a partner with the Food Network. He's always looked at it that way. When I have issues that don't necessarily involve him or his shows, and this is true, I go to Bobby, we sit down, here's what I'm wrestling with, I'm concerned about this. He gives me advice. I mean, you just can't, I can't tell you how important that is to me. I tell this story a lot, but when I first came to Food Network, I sat down with Bobby for a drink. I don't remember where it was. And I said, I think what Food Network really needs are shows that have beginning, middles, and ends, a reason to watch all the way to the end. And Bobby listened. He doesn't talk a lot, oddly enough, when he's not on TV. And he listened and, you know, thanked me. I picked up the check, of course, for the drinks. But, and then we parted. This is a true story. 6 months later, he walked into my office with I think maybe it was even a tape. I might have been a VHS tape, I'm not sure. And it was Throwdown with Bobby Flay that he had produced on his own dime, a full pilot, a show that had a beginning, middle, and an end. We immediately picked it up, put on the air, and I don't know how many episodes we did of it. So that's the kind of guy Bobby is. It's no surprise that he's got a bazillion restaurants and is the super success he is. It is such a pleasure and an honor for me to be asked to speak here. I really appreciated Bobby to tell all these people what an honestly fantastic guy he is. And then as an additional plus, and I hate to tell you guys this, but I get to eat his food occasionally. And I've been to his house for lunch, and that is a rare treat. So Bobby, congratulations. The first chef, the first Food Network personality to be on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We are thrilled for you, and I just give you my heartiest congratulations.
Thank you, Brooke. Let me acknowledge a few of our special guests here today. We have the chair of the board of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, Beth Marlis of the Musicians Institute over here. And we are also pleased to have the chair of our Walk of Fame Selection Committee from Capitol Records, Maureen Schultz, back here. Now, our next speaker is an Iron Chef and Emmy Award-winning co-host of The Chew. He was also a mentor alongside Bobby Flay in Food Network's All-Star Academy. And this July, he will host Burgers, Brew, and Q, also on the Food Network. He is also, you can applaud, absolutely. He's the author of 3 cookbooks, Michael Symon's Live to Cook, Recipes and Techniques to Rock Your Kitchen, Carnivore, and 5 and 5. Here today to speak on behalf of his friend and colleague, Bobby Flay, please welcome to the podium, Michael Symon.
I'm ready. I got some notes, just a couple. I wrote them in the hotel room. You know, as we were saying before, Bobby, I mean, you've been on TV for, I mean, it's been a long time. You know, I mean, I remember I was 5 or 6 years old on my couch watching. We're only a couple years apart. But I think more importantly than that, you being on TV for a long time, like Brooke said earlier, you really have. You've changed the way people think about food. You've introduced spices into people's life that they never would have got into. You made it cool for guys to cook, which I think is a huge thing now. You know, people out on the grill, guys cooking for families. It's always been common in the chef business, but you've made it common at home too. You know, you're also the one, in my opinion, that you really made the Food Network part of pop culture. You know, when you jumped up on that cutting board on Iron Chef, I mean, it made enemies, it made friends, but more than anything else, it made people talk. And that's what you have the gift of doing. But, so obviously, granted, I'm biased because I'm one of your best friends. No one deserves this star more. You know, you have proved the test of time. You've recreated yourself, new shows, new thoughts, new ways that people think about food. So this star, there's never been a question, I think, to anybody. But what I want to talk about is, to me, how you're a star in so many other ways. To me, you're a star as a mentor. You know, a lot of people at home don't see it, but the young talent and chefs that come up, not only on the Food Network, but in restaurants, you take them under your wing, you teach them the ropes, you tell them what's right or wrong, and you always give your time, which is a huge thing. You know, also, obviously, a star as a chef. You know, when Mesa Grill opened in New York City, Southwestern cuisine did not exist on the East Coast, and you changed that forever. You opened Bolo, you did Spanish food before it was cool. Way above your time also. How old are you? It's unbelievable how much you've accomplished. You keep telling me you're 50. I think you might be older than that. You're a star in horse racing, which I have absolutely no idea what that even means. I mean, do you ride the horse? Are you a jockey? Jockey, okay. He keeps telling me he wants to bring me to a race, but I haven't been to one yet. But I'll get one soon or not. A star as a restaurateur. You and Lawrence have opened 24 restaurants in 11 different states. You employ over 1,000 people, and more so than that, because I've known you for a long time, there's people that have been with you forever, since the beginning. Look, Banyas, quit laughing back there, which is the biggest credit to you as a person. You're a star as a father and a son. Sophie's here today. I mean, I've watched her grow up. She's a fantastic, now young woman, sorry. So, you know, your parents, Dorothy and Bill, couldn't be more proud sitting here in front of you. You just do everything to make people proud on a daily basis. You're an incredibly average golfer, which makes you a star at paying our bets, which is great, you know. I mean, I could honestly say that Bobby and I's little bet when we golf is the loser pays the caddy. I haven't paid a caddy in decades. It's unbelievable. I'm just kidding, buddy. But more importantly than any of that to me is, and I think a lot of the people here, is you are a star as a friend. I can't say enough how much I treasure your friendship. I know there's a lot of people here that feel the same way. You give your time like no one else, and as all of you could tell when they were announcing Bobby, he doesn't have a lot of time. He is a busy guy, but you never don't pick up the phone. You never don't meet me for a drink. You never are say, no, I don't have time to give you advice. And you are fiercely loyal. Like, you're a cat guy, but I always say Bobby Flay is as loyal as a pit bull. He's going to love you and lick you, and if someone, there's not a person you'd rather have to have your back. So, you know, as my friend and the friend of so many people here, I hope everybody realizes, and you realize, how much we love you, how much we appreciate you, and how much you really enjoy or deserve this award more than anybody else I know. I love you, bro.
Thank you, Michael. We have a couple of additional Food Network stars who are with us today. I'd like to acknowledge, if you'd wave to the audience, I'm sure that we have Claire Robinson and also Mark Summers. Thank you for joining us. Our last speaker, before you get to hear from Bobby, is certainly not our least speaker, because she is Sophie Flay, Bobby's daughter. And no stranger to her dad's television career, Sophie will be a guest on his hit series, Beat Bobby Flay, in which she tries to do just that. I'm a recent transplant in Southern California, Sophie just finished up her freshman year at USC. So I'm sure she's very popular with the Trojans. Now, she brings a very personal perspective to our program today, and without further ado, please welcome Sophie Flay to the podium.
I had no idea you'd be standing next to me, so I hope you like this, otherwise it'd be weird. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Sophie Flay, also known as Bobby Flay's daughter. When I was it was right when finals were coming up, so like any college student, I kind of pushed all that to the side and took time to write this, so I hope it's good enough. The past year has been very special for several reasons. First, being that my dad turned 50. And even though he looks, and maybe sometimes acts like he's 21, 50 feels pretty significant to me. Second, my dad won his 6th Daytime Emmy this year. Yeah. Third, like was said, I finished my first year of college here at USC. Fight on. Which means one less year that my dad has to pay for. For me to live almost 3,000 miles away from home, which really means a lot. And last but certainly not least, today, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the first chef and culinary personality ever to be recognized. Born and raised on the East Coast, he is what many would call a self-made man. Stories that my grandparents have shared, only in small pieces, lead me to believe that he tormented his parents when he was younger. And to recap gently, he was an unmotivated youth who fortunately stumbled upon his passion for cooking, and I think we can all agree that really turned his whole world around. Developing his skills, building a brand, being part of Food Network television before a whole country even knew food television would be what it is today, he honed 2 crafts in parallel: his life on the line in the kitchen, as well as his television presence both in front of and behind the camera. These 2 crafts have literally made him what he is today. Receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame might be something many aspire to achieve one day, but so amazing for me and my family that we share how special my dad is with all the people who will now and forevermore step on or over his name. Anyone who knows my dad knows that he is the hardest working person there is. He is loyal to a fault, and once you crack his tough outer shell, you will never meet anyone more generous or more kind. You know, when people talk about their best friends, they don't usually give them all the credit they deserve. And when people talk about their parents, they usually don't give them any credit at all. But standing here today, I couldn't be more proud of my dad, whom I'm also lucky enough to call my best friend. He's the epitome of what a role model should be, astutely qualified to be honored and receiving this star. And when I say I aspire to be like him every day, I hope I'm making him as proud I hope I'm making him as proud of me as a daughter as I am to have him as my father. Congratulations, Dad.
All right, Bobby, now you, I'm sure, did not know this, but the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce administers the Walk of Fame on behalf of the city of Los Angeles. These sidewalks actually belong to the city, so if you see a chip or something, it's the city's fault, not the chamber. Anyway, we have a beautiful resolution for you today from the city of Los Angeles. It repeats all of your accolades, signed by the mayor and the city council members and the city clerk. And you know, since you're from New York, I'm sure you're going to want to frame this and put this where everyone can see it back home. So, on behalf of the city, congratulations. And I'll stay with you, Big Chief. All right, so we'll put that right here. And Bobby, it's time to hear from you, but let me just say, in memory of our late honorary Mayor Johnny Grant, we hereby declare Bobby Flay Day in Hollywood. And you're on.
Wow. First of all, I'm so touched by Brooke and Michael and of course Sophie's work. It's hard just standing here listening to it, but it was so heartfelt. So thank you so much. I want to thank everybody for coming out, and of course I would like to thank the first and foremost the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce for this honor today. I just want to make sure that everybody understands, because I know there's been a little confusion. I am not getting this star for my cameos on Entourage. I know there was a little debate about that. But honestly, to be the first chef to get a star is really, truly an amazing milestone. You know, immediately, I think of people like Julia Child. I actually helped cook for Julia's 90th birthday at the Rainbow Room in New York City. I was one of 5 chefs, and knowing Julia is one of the great joys of my life. She was an amazing person. When most of my friends were watching cartoons, I was watching Julia and I was watching The Galloping Gourmet. Really the first people to really cook on television and make it fun. I also think of somebody like Wolfgang Puck, who many people really believe was the first celebrity chef as a professional chef. And in many ways, he changed the way we looked at food in this country. And he gave someone like myself a chance at a profession that I had no idea existed when I was a kid. I also think of somebody like Emeril Lagasse. Emeril ushered in the Food Network almost single-handedly when it first started, and he opened the door for a few more of us to join him in the early days. For over a decade, it was Emeril's network, and he did it with grace and humility, and he was a true role model to all of us. For the last 20 years, wow, 20 years, Food Network has been my home. It's been my family. They've let me try things over and over the years that I'm sure they thought were seriously ridiculous. But every once in a while, something clicks, and it becomes iconic, like Throwdown or Iron Chef America. Food Network has been so incredibly supportive, both personally and professionally, and I'd like to thank some of the people who have been there for me over the years. You met Brooke Johnson, the president, who has been incredibly supportive since the day she got to Food Network, and she's always made me feel like part of the team. Bob Tushman, yay, Brooke. Bob Tushman, who's the general manager of Food Network now and Cooking Channel, and you know, Bob really is in charge of deciding on what's going to be on TV and what's not. And you know, Bob has put up with tons of my awful pitches over the years, and I just want to thank him for that. Susie Fogelson, marketing genius, and Susie's incredible enthusiasm always sort of gets me to the finish line when I'm sort of struggling to get there, and I want to thank her for that. Karen Grunthal from Ad Sales, amazing sounding board for me, and always a great guidance counselor, and I appreciate that, Karen. I also need to give a special shout out to Erica Slavin. You know, days like this just don't happen. We just don't show up one day and say, let's go get that star on Hollywood Boulevard. This has been a long time in coming, and Erica has been an amazing friend and also a partner in making this happen. And so with all the organization, getting my family and my friends here, getting in their hotel rooms, all the things that go into making this a special day, I want to thank Erica for an amazing organization. Here's a very important one. I need to thank my agent, John Rosen from WME, because if you forget to thank your agent, they forget to get you your next job. So that's really important. My business partner and best friend of 25 years, Lawrence Kretschmer. You know, people ask me, I mean, you heard all of the different shows and restaurants, and frankly, I'm exhausted just listening to it all. But when people say to me, how do you do it? How do you open the restaurants while you're shooting the shows and writing the books? I just point to Lawrence. Lawrence has been my partner for a quarter of a century, and he's been a godsend. So, Lawrence, thanks for everything. My partner in Rock Shrimp Productions, Kim Martin, who keeps the cameras rolling when I tend to the stoves in the restaurants. And I need to give a special thank you to the wonderful and talented, caring women of the B team. Stephanie, Sally, Christine, Elise, you guys prop me up every single day. I don't know how you do it, and you point me in the right direction. I want to thank you for your combined 52 years of service and dedication. I know there's a lot of thank yous, but these people are so important to me. Renee Forsberg, my culinary director. When I'm off shooting TV, Renee keeps the kitchens and the restaurants humming. And I need to give a special thank you to my friend who you just heard from, Chef Michael Symon, whose unwavering loyalty and friendship has been one of my most cherished things that I've been able to add to my life over the last 10 years. He's a true friend. Michael, I look forward, where are you? Oh, there you are. I look forward to coming back here when you get your own star, and maybe you'll let me say a few words, for sure. My mom, Dorothy Flay's in the house. Now, you should know that my mother said that she would only come if I showered her with chocolate martinis. Mom, that's happening later, for sure. We got it all hooked up. I want to thank you most importantly for being my greatest cheerleader. It means so much to me that you could be here to see this today. My dad, Bill Flay, whose words of constant wisdom are literally the same ones I try to pass down to my daughter when life gets hard and real decisions really need to be made. I'd also like to thank my dad for my first job. Actually, I started out as a busboy for 2 weeks. I was not very good. Then they relegated me to the kitchen, and obviously my entree to the kitchen certainly sort of changed my life forever. So, Dad, thanks for that. Also, lots of my dear friends and family, my work colleagues that made the trip here today. I am humbled by the massive support that I have here, that you guys are here to witness. I am such a lucky person to have so much love and affection in my world, so thank you so much for all of you guys to come today. I got to bring Sophie back up because I need to dedicate this truly honorable moment to the most important person in my life, my daughter Sophie. We just heard from her. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge her mom, who's certainly been an incredible parenting partner. Kate, you've done an amazing job with her. So thank you for being partners with me in this journey. You've been okay for 19 years. You know, I'll take any opportunity to give my daughter one more life lesson. And since she can't run her dorm right now, here it goes. Sophie, as a new resident of Southern California, you have so many incredible opportunities. You're a very lucky girl. There will be good days, but there will be tough days. There will be moments of pure joy and moments of frustration. At 19 years old, you're in the enviable position of being able to change your mind over and over. And for now, that's okay. One day, I hope your passion, no matter what it is, will hit you over the head, just as cooking did for me when I was just 17 years old. That was 33 years ago. You are so far ahead of your dad at this point in your life. I barely finished 10th grade, and you're about to start your sophomore college year at one of the world's best and most beautiful universities, USC. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce has done both of us a huge favor by planting this star on Hollywood Boulevard, and they probably didn't even know it. It will be our little reminder of what it takes to have a full life. When you look at it, I want you to think about the fundamentals of life. Things like rolling up your sleeves every day and try to make what you do just a little bit better. Treat the people around you, your friends, your family, your co-workers with respect, and you'll get it back in spades, 100-fold. And as your grandfather has always said to me, and continues to say this day, when met with a fork in the road of taking the easy street or the high road, take a breath and do the right thing, even if it's not the easy. Sophie, this is star number 2,553, and they all have one single thing in common. There are no overnight sensations, not a single one. They all took an amazing amount of work, years of successes, and there were moments of disappointments, I'm sure. It would appear that it's all lights, camera, and action, because that's the magic of Hollywood. But the reality is, it's all about the blood, sweat, and tears that went into building these dreams. In my case, it's a dream world filled with food that was built one dish at a time. It's all about taking risks, allowing yourself to fail, but picking yourself back up, accepting that luck exists, but not relying on it, being humble during success, and being gracious when things just don't go your way. That is the true recipe for success. That, Sophie, is what I want you to think about when you walk down this boulevard and glance down to see your dad's name. Hopefully it will guide you when life brings you challenges and you don't have the answer. I look forward to watching you build your own star. The star of life, passion, and happiness. Because really, what more could we ask for? Love, Dad. Thank you, everybody. What a great day.
All right, Bobby, it's time to unveil the star, and we'll ask Brooke and Michael and Sophie to join us. Come on.
Wow, this is cool. Sure it's here?
All right, are we ready? Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sophie Flay.
Okay, everybody straight ahead, please.
To your left. Back to the center. Your right.
Not so fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Straight ahead, please.
Smiling, Bobby.
Okay. So let me. Sophie, Brooke, and Michael. Stand right up. Really well done. Stand right up.
Stand on it?
Yeah!
Go ahead, everybody straight ahead, please. Your right, please.
To the left.
And down the center. And right in the center. This center. And right out this way. Bobby.
Michael?
Straight ahead, everybody.
Go straight ahead, folks.
And down in the center.
To your right?
And everybody to your right. And to the left, please. And straight ahead.
Okay. So now walk away.
getting up again.
Bobby, eyes here. Slight right, please.
And Bobby, just looking over here.
I'm gonna get him standing up too.
Not laying down.
Mr. Blazer. And lay down, Bobby, to your right.
Burt Reynolds pose.
And straight ahead, Bobby.
Bobby?
Bobby. Bobby, give it to Don.
Give us a victory feeling. Yes.
That gets you excited?
And Bobby, point to the star, please. Point down to the star, looking up. There we go. Thank you very much.
That's it to Don.
That's the ta-da.
And Bobby, right over here.
Bobby.
Bobby, down in the center. You're putting in the work.
Bobby's donating to a future walk of fame.
Oh, that's great. And we get it done. Go straight ahead, guys. And Bobby? I need one straight ahead. And together right here. Anna, can we get a woman of color? Okay.
Can we move the jacket?
Can we move the jacket?
jacket.
The jacket, please.
Thanks, Laron.
And right out this way.
Sophie, you should be the first of your friends to step on it. Go ahead. There we go.
And together down in the center.
You can stand on it.
And down in the center.
Can I get mom and dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Mom and dad?
And to your right now, please, everybody.
That's good. Thank y'all very much.
And Bobby, right in the. Straight ahead, folks. And just one more to the right.
To your right?
Yeah. Michael, right in front of us. Right in front of us, Michael. Right in front of us, Michael.
Guys, great.